Where do you come from?
I am basically heading a company called Banka Silk in Noida.
Okay.
So we manufacture fabrics, and we make we are into artisanal fabrics and all.
Okay.
And we have our own sampling and production unit in Noida.
Okay.
So we have our clients from US, Europe, and Middle East.
Okay.
So I'm looking for fabrics for them.
For how long have you been in the industry, ma'am?
I have been for 10 years in this industry.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you are a designer yourself.
Yes, I'm a designer, and
Okay.
I'm also running the entire operations and
Okay.
export business
Okay.
in my
Okay.
company.
Okay.
Yes.
How do you see the industry? Do you see growth or slump in the textile apparel industry?
Think like with the current, political, advancements and all the initiatives which government has been taking, so there will be a boom. The textile industry is a booming sector, I think.
Okay.
So couple of years back, like even couple of months back, it was a little slow, but I think it has started picking up. So, and a lot of customers that started to come back, and experiment with new designs and getting into new categories. That's what my experience is.
Is this a Red Sea issue? Is it bothering exporters?
Yes, I think to some parts of the country, it is bothering because the freight has been increased because of the issue. So we have been doing like we recently shipped something to Middle East. So for us it was not an issue, but definitely to which crosses
going to
yes,
people going to US.
Yes, for them it's a bit issue. The prices are high, the freight costs are high. Yes.
So by education you are a designer?
Yes, I have graduated from NIFT and I passed out in the year 2014.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes.
So which one fabric you love working with?
I'm mostly into wovens.
Okay.
So I like to work with linens and sustainable fabrics, the gauze which has some texture, some handcrafted feel to it. So I like those kind of fabrics.
So in terms like sustainability, recycled polyester, circular economy,
yes,
what's your view, and what is the situation of the Indian market? Are we mature enough?
Yeah, I think so. Like people like have they still need some awareness about this, because we do sometimes impulsive buying. We just buy something like H&M, Zara, and we do, and you cannot stop teenagers also because it's their
Fast fashion.
But people who are at my age, like 30 and above, so they've started to understand the importance of buying less and trying to preserve something for a longer period of time. So I think people have started to understand the age group is a difference. So you cannot just push somebody in your 20s to go for sustainable fabric. But a lot of people, like a lot of students, they've started to get aware about this. So there's still awareness needed, I think so, in this field.
Ma'am, for which season are you preparing now?
I am like working for summer season right now, because
summer
spring
20?
season, yes.
24.
24. Yeah, because spring has been already, it's about to launch.
Okay.
So my clients have already started to prepare for summer.
Okay.
So the spring is already in production.
Okay.
And the summer is now in the sampling stage.
And what are the fabrics for that collection now?
Right now I'm looking for more into some textured cottons.
Textured cottons.
Hakoba and cut work is so much in this season. So I'm looking for some Hakoba fabrics also, Hakoba trims and all that. And textured cotton, you would say, viscose chiffons, and there's a mix. Like each customer has their different collections going on.
And what kind of colors are in?
Colors last season also was more into subtle and all that, but this time I think some customers are taking a bright, like I'm working with a customer in UK. She is looking for something subtle and not so bright on the face, but at the same time like in US, I'm working with, she's her collection is mostly into like a cowboy or a peasant countryside. So she's mostly into whites and so we're getting inspired from different themes in of the forecast of this year. So every customer is just trying to like pick certain themes from that. So overall, if I say like I would not say everything is so subtle and muted, but yeah, there's a pop of colors also, like blue, greens, corals. These are also back.
Okay, ma'am, talking about designers,
Mhm.
so is there, I'm sure there must be designers you look up to. And
Yes.
are there, means, would you like to name some? And what aspects of their work, you look up to, you get inspired?
See, Indian designers, if I say, I really look up to Rahul Mishra
Okay,
these days because he's doing a lot of effort and he's
Okay.
making a name in global market.
okay,
Rahul Mishra and this Prabal Gurung and all that, they
Okay.
are reaching at a very different level right now.
Okay.
And if I look at the international market, so some designers that I get inspired with, like personally, my touch is Isabel Marant
okay,
and Ula Johnson
Okay.
and Zimmerman
Okay.
from Australia.
okay,
So the silhouettes and the type of fabrics they use,
okay,
these kind of I
Okay.
kind of relate to.
Okay.
Yeah, so my design sensibility is more or less like that.
What's your view about Indian fashion vis-a-vis the Western fashion, Means fashion comes from Promo Steel, WGSN. Can we have some day when fashion would come from India also?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's already coming because
Okay.
right now India held or hosted some very big events like NMACC and all that, where people like Zendaya from like international celebrities, they acclaimed celebrities, they visited India and they were all wearing Rahul Mishra stuff or Abu Jani, Sandeep
Okay.
Khosla stuff.
Okay.
So now I think they've already started creating a buzz out there, like going to Paris Fashion Week, Milan Fashion Week. So I think they're blending, with the Western fashion, and a lot of series which we see in on these OTT platforms like
Yeah.
Emily in Paris and all that.
Yeah.
I have seen a lot of these celebrities wearing
Okay.
Indian stuff.
Okay.
Even in Dubai Bling, there is a series Dubai Bling on Netflix.
Okay.
So there I saw like people from Dubai, Middle East. They were
Okay.
Carrying Indian fashion, even visiting India, particularly for brands like Papa Don't Preach and all that, different brands. So I think it's already there.
It's already
like,
cooking.
yeah,
Okay.
it's already.
Talking about entrepreneurship now.
Yeah.
So which one do you like most? The designing? Do you like what's more dear to you, entrepreneurship or the designing stuff?
See, I'm with entrepreneurship, I have become more like an entrepreneur and somehow missing my designing stuff.
Okay.
So I always want to do design and I like, but with entrepreneurship there comes a lot of responsibilities.
Yeah.
So your design thing and all that, gets left behind. So I like designing more, but definitely there are certain.
What are the challenges you face as an entrepreneurship, especially in India?
As an
Working with different
entrepreneur,
vendors, different people, HR,
yes,
time commitments. Tell me something about that.
See, on the buyer side, you whenever there is a delay or something, you just cannot say it's my team's fault. You have to take the full responsibility on your own. So you can't say that workers didn't pay on time or something happened, somebody died at place. So, like a lot of issues happen, at a very you just can't address this to the buyer. You have to face everything and make certain arrangements to fulfill the delays and all that. And at the like the ground level, working with the workers is a very challenging task.
It's very challenging.
It's very challenging.
Yeah.
Vendor management is very challenging, and getting, because this industry is very much interdependent into different things. Fabric is delayed, your entire timeline is delayed. Dyer has fucked up. Everything is delayed. Then a lot of things. Embroidery guy is absent. He has certain marriage in his. So these kind of interdependency, the supply chain, I find is very challenging. Because it's not an IT job where you have a dedicated task. That okay, you just enter a certain program in computer and it's done. So your dependency is so much on these vendors and these small people, and you just can't push them to a certain level. There is otherwise they will stop taking your phone. Okay, ma'am, kara lo aap, jahan se karana hai. So these things happen. So and then definitely when salaries come, so it's a challenge that you have to just okay, my payment is coming due from there, or I have to make arrangements and all that. So this is like all these challenges everyone.
And what can fashion, especially Indian fashion schools, do? What can they incorporate into their curriculum so that the children, people passing out, young guys passing out, become more employable? I'm sure you would have faced the bridging gap when you first entered the industry?
Yes, definitely. Like 2 years, I was just cutting swatches. I was not doing anything.
Okay.
So even I was working with a very big corporate buying house
Okay.
in Gurgaon. But
Okay. What was missing?
I think whatever I learned in college, I think nothing was like some part of it I applied. But everything was like totally different. Like
So
working in the industry.
what is that you wish that would that would have been there?
I think more industrial visits or
More industrial visits.
more industrial visits and internships or some
More standing on the shop
program.
floor. Yeah.
Yeah, and more going out rather than just having the bookish knowledge and studying through presentations, because that doesn't give you the real feeler or what industry is all about. I worked with like Shahi and New Times and all this. So I was just thrown, okay, go to fabric store. Like I was totally, I didn't know what is Dobby, what is cotton, what is poplin. I didn't know in college. I knew that there's some fabric. So all these things we learned over a period of time.
Over a period of time.
I think like rather than just sitting in the classroom, they should be getting involved more into like workshops and industries and store visits.
I ask one question, especially to women. A lot of women in the industry, fashion industry, are bearing child late into their career, and work-life balance, work-life equation is one of the factor. So I ask this means what can industry do, so that if a woman wants to be a mother, what can they do to support a motherhood?
See, I honestly tell you, I'm in my 9th month of pregnancy right now.
Yeah.
So, but I had certain commitments to my buyer.
Okay.
That I had to tell my husband, no, just take me out.
Okay.
Because these designers they're not understanding what I'm trying to say. I have to go by myself.
Yeah.
So, I'm like 2 weeks due, but still I came out. So, I think, see, in corporates, you get certain amount of leaves and all that, but in unorganized sector or like small companies or small businesses like I run, so there is no such provision right now. So I think, see, work will always be there.
Work will always be there.
A person needs to, the control is in a person's hand, the management or the time management. So I have learned over a period of time that I was also like workaholic and but like certain things have certain priorities because work will never end. Even if you're in 50s, 60s.
Yeah, it is an unending game.
So I think that whatever is required to be done at that age, personal commitment is also important. You lose a buy, but you cannot. Family will always be there. So one should always be keeping that in mind and plan their lives accordingly. So I have planned according to that. So like my personal experience, I have not delayed anything, neither my marriage, nor my child, nothing. Work is going on.
Yeah. So ma'am, kudos to you, ma'am, that you are still, you're almost there and you're still working, and I wish you a lot of luck and health to your baby and to you, ma'am.